Hey guys, Rexter here, and welcome back to a brand new Poppy Playtime theory video. Today's video, we're going to be going over a fan favorite in Kissy Missy. Who she was before she turned into this giant Big Bodies Initiative monster, why she's so close to Poppy, and of course, what does her appearance in Chapter 3 mean for the future of the franchise? So if that sounds good to you, grab your popcorn and a drink, and let's go ahead and dive in. So for starters, Kissy Missy has been around for quite some time. She's known to have been the second toy created by the Playtime Co. right after Huggy Wuggy. In fact, she was created 1 year after in 1985. And her description even states that she is more than Huggy's better half. There's a lot more here that meets the eye. Kissy Missy has so many questions surrounding her character. At one point in Chapter 2, she's helping us out. However, in an ARG video released by Mob Entertainment, she looks like she's killed a bunch of employees of the Playtime Co-Factory. And then, when we finally stumble across her in Chapter 3, she's attacking us before Poppy gets in between us. So my question here starts, is Kissy Missy good or bad? I believe it's somewhere in between, and the answer is not as black and white as people are probably thinking. There's a little bit of gray area in between there, and it's probably because she's so misunderstood. You see, Kissy was once an orphan herself, and this is proven in Chapter 3 when we stumble across her sitting on a bed, staring at a picture. But this isn't just any picture. When you look closely enough, it's of a little girl. And my theory is that this little girl in the picture is actually Kissy Missy before she was turned into the thing that she is now. You can see the pain in her eyes as she stares down at it. Filled with sorrow, she doesn't even acknowledge the fact that we're right next to her, burdened by what could have been. And I'm gonna go a step further, as I don't believe that Kissy is violent at all. And I know what you're probably thinking. Wasn't it Kissy that was attacking the employees in the Hour of Joy VHS tape that we find in Chapter 3? And my response to you is look a bit closer. When I freeze frame the video and look at it frame by frame, I don't think this is Kissy at all, but in fact, Huggy Wuggy. You can tell by the shape of his head. Not to mention, if we go back to the ARG video released by Mob Entertainment, titled Restricted Relocation 8/8/1995, the board that Kissy is laying on does look similar to the one that we see in the VHS tape. However, if you look closer, the scratch marks are not there. In addition to that, the character that we see inside of this VHS tape runs away. But if you've watched this ARG video, she lays back down in the exact same spot that they left her in. I think that this was strategically put in place to make it look like Kissy is somewhat violent. And in addition to that, it actually gives us evidence of exactly who was responsible for the murders of the employees at the Playtime Co. Those scratch marks match one and only one character that we've seen this far. They are spread out exactly like the prototype's hand. And when you watch the ARG video, you'll notice the steps in order to contain Kissy Missy are being intercepted with red letters that can only be put there by the prototype. And what makes it even worse is that whoever created this video even warns us at the beginning, do not continue viewing this tape. You see, I believe that the prototype manipulated it in order to make it look like Kissy was the one who escaped. But instead, these employees were just following instructions that he himself left behind. And the killing was done by him, not Kissy Missy, as she was just a poor orphan, just wanting to get her life back. And that is why I believe she's teamed up with Poppy, as Poppy looks to have made some type of promise that we as a character are going to fulfill. And this can be further proven when you listen to this voice line here by Ollie.
I know you're probably mad at Poppy for not letting you escape, but she needs you. We need you. You are our mission. Together, we can save a lot of people. including you.
He mentions that we can save a lot of people, but when you look at the play care and the Playtime Co. in general, there doesn't look to be that many people left to save after the Hour of Joy. You see, I think he's referencing the orphans or the children's souls that have been placed inside of some of these characters. And one of those is Kissy Missy's. My belief is that after the Hour of Joy, Kissy Missy roamed the building, alone and afraid, until eventually Poppy herself stumbled across her, bringing her in as a kind face and friend, and more importantly, hope. And their relationship has been building ever since. After all, Poppy is the first creation, maybe not necessarily toy, but creation by Elliot Ludwig. If there's anybody who knows this place in and out, it's her. And she brings hope to Kissy Missy one day, hopefully returning to her body. And that's where we come in. And the reason that Kissy Missy tries to attack us in Poppy Playtime Chapter 3 is that she still doesn't know how to feel about humans, especially ones that once worked at the Playtime Co. factory, as she's been tortured, abused, and more importantly tricked by them so many times in the past. Now, don't get me wrong, I do believe that Kissy Missy does have some relation with Huggy himself, as I find it almost impossible that two toys created so closely together couldn't have possibly come across each other at least once. As stated in her description, she is his better half, meaning less violent and more caring. So my theory is simple. I think Kissy Missy is just a poor orphan that wants to get her body back, and Poppy is the one that promised it to her, and she depends on us even though she doesn't trust us in order to do just that. And the reason that she hasn't shown any violent signs just yet is that she doesn't have that deep down in her nature. She is a lover after all, and more than anything just wants to get her life back. And even more, at the end of Chapter 3, Poppy shows us what happened during the Hour of Joy. You can hear the anger in her voice as she describes it as a senseless slaughter. So this shows once again that the image on the screen wasn't Kissy Missy, as she wouldn't befriend somebody who proceeded to add to this senseless slaughter. She explains that the prototype will pay for this, including the setup of her friend Kissy Missy, and he will pay with his death. And that's when we get on the elevator with Poppy, and she tells Kissy she'll send the elevator right back up when we reach the bottom. And that is when things take a turn for the worst. As the elevator begins to descend, we hear the horrific screams of Kissy. But what does this mean for the future of the Poppy Playtime franchise? It almost sounds like something didn't go according to plan when Poppy yells out, "What's she doing? This isn't..." before getting interrupted by another scream of Kissy Missy's. My theory is that there's something much deeper going on here that we don't know the answers to just yet. However, I will be doing another theory video on this later on this week, so definitely make sure you stay tuned. But regardless, this is just another horrific, sad story that is once again brought on by the Poppy Playtime Co. And I don't think Kissy Missy's story is over just yet. But ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button to show your support for the series. Also, we're going to be giving out 3 copies of the game. All you have to do to enter into that is hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and comment down below Kissy Missy. And at the end of the week, we will raffle off 3 winners. And make sure you have those bell notifications turned on to get more updates, because we're going to be giving out 1 code in a community tab post later on as well. Make sure you're the first one in to see that post. Anyways, guys, thank you again for all love and support. I'll see you in the next one, but while you're here, make sure you check out this video here for another awesome theory. Till next time, though, peace out!